Hi and welcome to The Winning Factor. I'm Alan Aitken, and on this show each week we take a look at some upcoming races in Hong Kong and try to identify an angle to the race we might look back on later as having been a path to finding the winner. Well, Saturday racing in Hong Kong this weekend, and the first race we're going to look at is race 4, where our winning factor is the pace. Now, this is a fairly stock standard dirt 1650 metres for Class 4 horses, and these are typically quite open events, and I'm sure there will be fans for quite a few runners. Sky Supreme and Son of McPhee are resuming from their summer breaks. Boom Alliance gets a drop in class. Lucky Victor and Righteous Doctrine have been racing in good form on this surface, and Luckstar is still only lightly raced and appears to be looking for this sort of distance. But I've identified our winning factor here as the pace for good reason. When you pick up the field and look at this race, it's amazing how many leaders there are. So we'll take a look first at the map. Now, from Lucky Victor, drawn low, all the way out to Magic Supreme in the outside gate, probably around half the field here likes to lead in their races, and with only a short run to the first turn from this starting point, it's going to get very competitive amongst those looking for forward positions, and almost certainly that's going to produce a strong tempo in this race. Now, I do expect that not all of those leaders will go out to lead. Some of the connections will have a look at that forest of front runners there and elect to take a different tack. So we might see fewer than the leaders I've identified there, but I still think we're going to get a very solid pace in the race, and therefore I'm looking for horses which are coming from off those front runners. And on that basis, one who looks well suited here is Son of McPhee, as I said, having his first run for the new season. So we have to go back to June for a form reference for him. So this is back to race 772, also this course and distance, and he's in gate 9 with mauve colours and orange cap, and jumps well enough, but he finds too many with more pace underneath him, so Blake Shin elects to take him back behind the speed in a race where the leaders go, as you can see on the heat map, a good consistent gallop without overdoing it. And that enables them to sneak away from the field as they come around that final turn. And the winner, well, he has a soft run and kicks away well at the 300 metres to win easily, but Son of McPhee, he just keeps running on to beat the rest of them home. Now, as I said, Son of McPhee having his first run for some time, so he may have a little chink in his armour as far as fitness goes, whereas Luckstar has had 2 races this season, the first of them on the dirt over 1200 metres. We're going to take a look at that run now. This is race 19 of the current season, and he's in all orange colours, and Luckstar begins okay, but there are others faster than him over this distance, and he lands in the middle of the small field over 1200 and is ridden along by Harry Bentley at the 600 metres to hold his place initially, and then to pick up and go after the leaders, even though you can see on the heat map the pace isn't overly strong. Surely an indicator that he's going to appreciate more ground. Now, Bentley continues to work hard on Luckstar for the remainder of the race in the home straight. He's very one-paced, but he does keep wearing away into the finish. Now, he's had a race since then, Luckstar, over 1400 metres, where once again he was outrun, out-sprinted really. So the extra distance looks in his favour, and the tip from me in race 4 is Luckstar. His winning factor, the pace. Now, as I said, it's going to be a strong pace. We're looking for something off the speed, but I think he's got enough tactical speed at this distance to stay in touch with the leaders, while Son of McPhee might be a little bit further back in the field. And with fitness on his side, I think Luckstar is looking for this extra distance and gets the nod from me. The other race I'm going to look at is race 6, where our winning factor is the map. Now, this is another standard Class 4, and I'm sure there'll be cases made for quite a few in the race, the likes of Indigenous Realm, Star Contact, Morado for Pierre Ng is near a win. Amazing Innovator should relish 1400 metres. And the 2 I'm going to focus on, Adafil from the Ricky U barn and Danny Shum trained Castle Legend down at the foot of the weights. And I think it's easier to show you rather than try to explain why these two horses are the focus of my attention in this race. First of all, we're going back to race 99 this season. We're going to look at Adafil. Now he's in gate 13 in pinky colours, and we see Adafil in no hurry in the early stages. Derek Lung taking him back and across behind the field, and you can see our earlier horse Luck Star also going back there in the orange. And Adafil is giving away a big start in order to save ground. Now he's still last in the race to the 700 metre mark, while up ahead the horses that are going to fight out the finish are running first, third and fourth. So there really is no edge in being back there. You can see it's a bit of a sprint home on the heat map. And as they start to sprint, Adafil is working his way up the inside, but it's hard to make ground and he keeps whacking away to the line in good style. The other replay I want to show you is a week later, and this time it's Matthew Poon who elects to take the cutback as his response to an outside draw on Casa Legend. Now this time it's race 113. He's got gate 14 and blue colours, and once again we see Poon takes him back and across to the inside. Now you see on the heat map this time the lead pace is even slower, a bigger disadvantage for Casa Legend. And he also attempts to make ground up the inside rail. But when we get well into the home straight, unlike Adafil, he doesn't get clear room. You can see him run up onto the heels of another runner halfway down the straight before having to pick up and go again. And then he finds the finishing line with plenty still to offer when the post arrives. So we have two horses putting up good performances there, hindered very much by their wide draws and having to give away big head starts as a result. Both good runs, and on Saturday both horses find themselves with much kinder draws on our map. This time from gate 1 I expect to see Adafil handy behind the speed that likely is going to come over from the outside gates, and likewise Casa Legend from barrier 4 this time around will not be giving away that big start and will sit handier like we saw him do last season over this distance from similar inside barriers. And I think that makes these two the horses to beat in this particular race. And the tip from me in race 6, Casa Legend. His winning factor, the map. As you can see on the map we've shown you earlier, both horses are going to take up much better positions than we saw in those video replays. And I think I'm leaning towards Casa Legend. He was the one who encountered trouble as well as all the disadvantages on the map last time, and gets a few advantages in his favour this time. Well, that's it from the winning factor this week. Good luck on Saturday. We'll see you next time.